All of my blogs are connected in some way. This blog that I'm going to speak about, life inland as opposed to life on land, is one piece of a larger whole, a 52-part exploration of how food shapes everything from human vitality to planetary systems and their interconnectedness. Even if you live in a city, you're subject to forward stream, backward streams, upstream, downstreams, and all around us streams. All of these potential streams are informing or are being informed by food. Yes, food is life. How we consume it, how we make it, how we grow it, all matters. Ultimately, to who we are and what we become. So I want you to view each of my talks as a micro component of a larger jigsaw puzzle. And one very important aspect is that I do have a solution. I may not always mention it explicitly, but know that I'm speaking about the issues that surround us and how they all play an integrative role in food. So let's dive in today. In 1996, scientists discovered in the Netherlands that a single teaspoon of healthy forest soil contained more than 10,000 distinct species of microorganisms, many of which had never been named. Today, much of that same soil, after years of industrial use, contains less than a tenth of that diversity. What vanished wasn't just microbes, it was memory, function, it was intelligence. And yet, when the world talks about land, when the UN tracks progress, for instance, through Sustainable Goal number 15, life on land, this loss doesn't even register, meaning the loss in land. Because we're still measuring forests by the canopy cover, what we see, still defining health by satellite images, still protecting landscapes we can see while ignoring the collapse we cannot. Imagine walking through a national park, towering trees, blooming flowers, the rustle of animals in the underbrush. It's beautiful, but what if all of it is being built on hollow ground? What if beneath the surface the microbial networks are silent? The fungal threads are severed, the bacteria extinct. This is what's happening. We're preserving the appearance of ecosystems while losing their very core. It's like saving a cathedral's stained glass windows while letting termites eat the foundation. And that's the problem with not only this particular development goal or how the politicians see life, but also the way we're planning and building cities. It celebrates life on land, but fails to ask what's alive in it. So let's be precise. 33% of global soils are already degraded according to the FAO. We're losing soil at a rate of 24 billion tons per year. This is the equivalent of a football field of topsoil every 5 seconds. It takes 1,000 years to form just an inch of living topsoil by itself if you leave it alone. Studies now show that 95% of our food relies on soil microorganisms, yet most, 99% in the United States, commercial farms now host a tiny fraction of historical microbial density or correctness. We're not just degrading dirt, we're erasing the Earth's biological memory. And when we lose biological or microbial diversity, we don't just lose fertility. We lose carbon cycling, the ability to bring carbon in. We lose plant immunity, which informs our own immunity. We lose nutrient transfer, which informs our own nourishment. We lose the vibrational blueprint that once gave plants and the people who eat them real resilience. I once visited an organic greenhouse that had gone through a tragic decline. From the outside, it was vibrant, green shoots, beautiful beds, trellised tomatoes, but yields had started to collapse. Pests had taken over, and no one could understand why. So they sent soil samples to a microbial lab. The results, the soil was sterile. There was no mycorrhizal fungi, no beneficial bacteria, or the bacteria was imbalanced. Certain species growing completely out of whack, while others diminished or completely gone. The growing medium had been biologically dead for years, propped up by surface compost and organic inputs that never reached below the surface. It looked alive, but it wasn't. This isn't just a metaphor, it's what's happening across the planet. If you look at the green spaces in cities, it also looks alive, but it's really dead underneath. So the official mandate for UN's Sustainable Goal number 15 is, and I quote, protect, restore, and promote sustainable use of terrestrial ecosystems, sustainably manage forests, combat desertification, and halt and reverse land degradation and biodiversity loss. Close quotes. Now, nowhere in this core does it mention soil microbial density or correctness, fungal to bacterial ratios, soil respiration rates, biophoton emissions from plant soil systems, and microbial carbon sequestration. It speaks of land as territory, not as living tissue. But the earth doesn't work on surface metrics. It works on relationships, on cycles, on the unseen. The forest isn't trees. It's what binds them underground. Agriculture isn't yield. It's what feeds the yield. Biodiversity isn't just species. It's the microbial scaffolding that holds the web together. The ancients never made this mistake. They knew the unseen life governed the seen. From earth we created you, and into it we shall return you, the Qur'an says. The soil is man's beginning, and his end is in the Bible. The earth is not a place, it's a being, says a Lakota teaching. Soil is not inert, it's alive, breathing, intelligent, and when we sever our relationship with it, we lose our place in the chain of life. Cities are where illusion is most seductive. You walk on a pavement, not earth. You eat from shelves, not soil. And yet this is exactly where the reconnection must begin. Because if we can grow biologically rich soil on rooftops, if we can compost in organic vertical growing towers, if we can farm with mycelium, rebuild microbial life or rebalance it in the cracks of the city, then we begin not just to feed the people, but to rewire the system. This is Modgarden's role, to act as a biological reconnection device, not just a growing platform, but a soil regeneration hub embedded into urban life. This is not about scale. It's about reseeding the system with coherence. So UN's Sustainable Goal number 15, or some of the politicians, or some even the corporations, they do have the right instinct, but they have the wrong focal point. It's trying to save the surface without reviving the source, because it's not life on land that sustains us. It's life inland, the unseen symphony that makes all things grow. We can't protect what we don't understand, and we cannot regenerate what we're not willing to touch. So start with soil. Start with what's alive beneath your feet. Because if we lose that, we lose everything that builds on top of it.